D2 Word Life here with Rip. I love to torture my friends' tides.
And he does the same thing to me. He tries to do it, and he does expect me to get him back. That's not how it works.
And what kind of torture did you put me through this week? Oh, I know. You're making us review Mayhem 2000. For Pete's sake. And this event took place on your 9th birthday, otherwise known as November 26, 2000.
Yes.
In Milwaukee, Wisconsin at the U.S. Cellular Arena with an attendance of 3,800. It's not 10,000 like what freaking Ric Flair said in his little promo. That was way inflated because WCW was dying at this time. And I'm thinking to myself, where are these 10,000 people? Oh, I know. They were in Tampa the week before for Survivor Series, which was a way better show. And the commentators for this event were Tony Schiavone, Stevie Ray, and Mark Madden. We all know Mark Madden was your boy.
Nope, he was your boy.
Nope. And the ring announcers for this event was David Finzer and Michael Buffer. Michael Buffer actually was the ring announcer for the semi-main and the main event.
Well, he's always been for the semi-main and main. Well, even nowadays.
Well, I mostly remember him for announcing the main events for WCW shows mostly. All right. Yeah, and this abomination freaking started with a video package focusing on Steiner's craziness from the craziness leading up to this show for his main event with Booker T. And they also showed a recap, and they also showed what Ric Flair said earlier in the show before the show went on air, saying, "Yep, there will be no interference in this match. All these matches will be fair fights tonight." That was a straight up lie. By the way.
Yeah.
And
there was it was all true. There was no interference whatsoever.
Puh. Yeah. Yeah. Ric Flair saying there's gonna be no interference in these goddamn matches tonight. That was about as truthful as us playing a death run and you're saying, hey, there's no death there. When clearly there is. Speaking of which, we get to our opening contest. It was Mike Sanders, your boy, defending the Cruiserweight Championship against Kiwi, your other boy.
No, it was your boys.
No, it was your boys fighting each other.
Average Mike Sanders.
More like
versus your boy yet again, Kiwi.
No, those are your boys, and freaking above average Mike Sanders, more like below average to shit Mike Sanders. That's what that was. Yeah, when they call him by his nickname, like above average my ass. And and like this match, after those two made their entries, we all know freaking you loved Kiwi's attire in this match, didn't you?
No, I did not.
Yes, and what did they say his alter ego was when he gets ticked off?
Mad Allen.
Yeah, I'm like, not a very good look. Yeah, and at the beginning there was freaking, freaking Sanders got drop kicked and freaking hip tossed. And then goes outside the ring and immediately gets his boys to interfere in his match. I'm like, well, that makes Ric Flair's freaking, statement null and void. There was like, 4 or 5 other people interfering right at the start? It was the same old shit, just different day.
It was the Natural Born Thrill, so Chuck Palumbo, Chin Track, Stasiak, and Sean O'Hare.
And of course, the highlight to that is
Dude, why was Sean O'Hare jumping up and down, so happy to deliver a clothesline?
I don't know.
When have we ever known Sean O'Hare to jump up and down like a little child?
Apparently in this show. And of course, the highlight is Ming or Haku, whatever you want to go, goes down there and attacks the Thrillers, and they brawl on the outside.
Well, Ming, because he was transitioning into his actual name was Haku.
The Haku character once again. Oh yeah, Ming or Haku would actually leave WCW a couple months later, as we all know. All right, which is probably the smartest thing he did during the dying days of WCW. Ain't no one gonna freaking talk shit about me or Haku. All right. Yeah, and then
he left because he went to go wrestle with his cousins.
Yeah, and then freaking Ric Flair and the security run down to break it up. And then we see a Mike Sanders chin lock twice. So I'm like, okay, this one's already above average. Now I'm just freaking kidding. Not even a chin lock can save this abomination. Right?
No, you were happy to see the above average chin lock.
I think we've seen like 3 chin locks in this match, okay? And of course, Kiwi, your boy, tried to mount a comeback, and then the freaking goddamn commentators weren't really helping with Madden burning freaking Stevie Ray. Or by freaking saying he's been Booker T's shadow for 10 years. I'm like, what's that got to do with this match? This abomination.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then freaking Kiwi ended up being out on the floor. Freaking one of Sanders' boys, I think, Paisley nails a freaking handspring elbow onto freaking Kiwi on the outside or on Sanders. Whatever, it doesn't matter. There was no DQ. Because this was lawless WCW. But Sanders came back with an inverted neck breaker and got the freaking 3 count to retain the Cruiserweight title. Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio. This match was not. This was total garbage. Your thoughts on this one?
James Ellsworth versus Hornswoggle, this was.
Hypothetically speaking, if those two actually did have a match in a WWE ring, it would probably be more entertaining than whatever this shit was.
I think they did.
I don't care. It was probably more entertaining than this match ever will be. Your thoughts on this one?
Was this Mike Sanders' worst match? By far, no.
I still say Mike Sanders' worst match was against freaking what's his name? Ernest Miller from the month prior at freaking Halloween Havoc. That match was shit.
Oh no, you didn't see his the rematch for the commissionership.
I don't want to watch that.
For Ernest Miller versus Mike Sanders.
I don't want to watch that, even though that happened, I believe, on the episode of Nitro following Halloween Havoc of 2000. I really don't want to see that match. Lord knows I'll probably be hearing about it on Wrestling Bios Reliving the War when I get to that point, but still, I don't want to see it outright. On my own time, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what the fuck, right? This match was utter garbage.
Well, they had Ric Flair come out again, and a bunch of security to take out the Natural Born Thrillers out of the damn thing. Left Paisley there. And then Ric Flair was saying, oh, no superstar that's not in a match can be outside. The only important or valets or managers can only be out there.
Yeah, and we all know that was total bullshit. Because this was WCW in 2000. There was interference in every match. Hell, it could be a simple, like, 1 minute match, and that would be interference. Oh wait, we still have yet to talk about that in this show. Jesus Christ, this show sucked.
I told you, this is one of the worst pay-per-views.
And of course, you say you mentioned the Flair declaring no more interference in the show tonight. So yeah, Evan Courageous freaking cut a promo in the back. Totally was crap. You could tell that southern accent was faked.
It was freshly off of 3 count when they had an argument couple weeks prior to this.
Yeah, and freaking Evan Courageous was trying to do a southern accent for his freaking partner Jamie Noble to get entertained by. It was crap all around.
He's like, I'm from Kakalaki, North Carolina, driving in my caddy. I'm like, dude, that is the worst.
I mean, I could pull off a better southern accent than that shit.
Dude, that was the worst. Dude, that's like Jimmy Wang Yang trying to freaking be a Texan. Oh, wait, that happened.
Yeah, and that wasn't even a WCW gimmick. That was a WWE gimmick. Right?
Or Jimmy Wang Yang after he left WCW after it died and went to TNA and became the Flying Elvises.
Yeah, the Flying Elvises in TNA. It's bad I totally forgotten all about that tag team stable until I started watching TNA's early days. Totally irrelevant to what we're talking about, but still. Right? And
we're making comparisons of how bad his fuck. And then Jamie Knoble.
Knoble. Shit. I don't care. I still spell it without the K. Because it's stupid. He was still called
in WCW, he was Jamie Knoble.
Yeah, trying to be cool, but no. It just sounded more cringe.
Saying that he was from North Carolina on the opposite side of the thing. And then he was like, I think he played my sister.
What the?
Because Evan Courageous said, I hooked up with a cheerleader.
And I'm just like, wow, okay, this is a really cringe promo. What the hell? And then after all that was said and done.
Yeah, after that, Sugar Shane Helms and which was the goddamn worst gimmick in Gregory Helms' career.
Before we get to that one, we also got to mention we also saw backstage your boy Disco Inferno buying Chronic for 7 minutes during his match.
It was your boys Alex Wright and Disco Inferno, the Boogie Knights, trying to get Chronic.
And they only got Chronic for 7 minutes and 30 seconds in that handicap match. I'm like, wow. Right?
What?
Oh boy. And then next we go to 3 Count versus the Gin Dragons versus Noble and Courageous in a triple threat tag team match. Wow.
Yeah, and it was he gave him money saying, he was like, can we get, and he's like, that's not nearly enough. You're right in the ballpark. And then they look at Alex Wright, he's like, and it's like, oh yeah, here's the Germany bonus.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, then we go on to the triple threat tag team match, like I said, with 3 Count versus the Jung Dragons versus Noble and Courageous. I'll let you talk about this one.
Yeah, Sugar Shane Helms and freaking God damn
it was
Shannon Moore,
the MFer.
Freaking came out and Sugar Shane Helms was like, yeah, we heard the freaking promo. And also, the girls that was with her saying that his stick shift was a little short. or a little small. You should relate to that.
That's you, asshole.
No.
Yeah, no, that's you, asshole. We all know
And then,
we all know you are the one that has the tiny grub worm. And me, well,
no,
I got a python.
in your dreams.
Why are we even talking about this?
Because it made the sexual innuendo just like Gregory Shane Helms did.
Yeah, this wasn't Sugar Shane Helms. That wasn't his best gimmick. We all know what his best gimmick was, and that was Gregory Helms. No, I'm kidding. We know it's the Hurricane.
No, it was both the Hurricane and Gregory Helms.
Yes, but
Then they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna sing, and then they were lip singing to their freaking entrance, and then the Young Dragons come out.
Yep.
Which they kept saying the Young Dragons. It was the Jung Dragons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Noble and Courageous.
Oh my god, dude, their manager. Oh, holy. She came out in the elf. I'm like, okay.
Okay, Horn Dog. Okay, what happened in the match?
You're
like, I don't even. You're like, I don't even.
Evan Courageous and Jamie Noble came out after 3 count, or should I say 2 count at this point, and the Young Dragons were attacking each other.
Yeah, and at one point, freaking Evan did the Norman Smiley dance. I think that's what you were talking about. Yeah, a lot of 2 counts in here, including one after a German suplex spot was performed. And then freaking Shannon Moore got power bombed. Later on, there was a hot tag to Jang, who uses a martial arts power to clean house, but nailed a freaking drop sleeper on Shannon Moore to get 2 count. That tombstone by Noble actually looked impressive though, but that got a 2 count. Only in WWE would that get a 3, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, because the originator of it was a dead man.
Exactly. Yeah, and then we seen a corkscrew plancha, and we seen the big, and then we seen, I don't even give a crap. We seen all of them dive on that. We seen one of them dive on everybody. I could care less about who did it. Liam Meow did the freaking dive on everyone. I think that's who you were talking about, the manager.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I think this match ends when the Dragons try a Doomsday device, but miss, and then 3 count gave Jang a double team neck breaker for the pinfall win.
They gave him a double team of the Nightmare on Helm Street.
Yes. I mean, it was cruiserweight action here. I couldn't go through all the spots, and you're having a hard time trying to remember shit too, but I'm like, whatever, I don't care. Your thoughts on this one?
It was a lot of action. It was a pretty decent match.
It's like, it was a good match, but it's like too many spots to count here. But
this is why they took away the freaking 3-way with 3 people.
It makes more sense to have a member of each team legal in the match instead of 2 people have to start and 1 or 2 teams are completely out of the ring.
This is why they changed it, because it was so convoluted.
Yeah. But anyway, your thoughts on this one?
It was a good match.
With 3 count getting the win here. And then we seen freaking that 70s guy in the back, Mike Awesome, get attacked by freaking Bigelow in the back. Well, we didn't see him get attacked, but we seen the aftermath.
No, we saw him get attacked because he was right there, and then he was literally attacking him. They were catching it off screen, but we saw the attack and the aftermath of Bam Bam Bigelow, the Beast from the East.
Which I believe the last time we reviewed a Bam Bam Bigelow match was at the 1995 King of the Ring review. Even though I think that show was worse than this, but...
And then we had, Sergeant AWOL attacked Bam Bam because he was helping Mike Awesome.
Yeah.
He was trying to save him from a beatdown.
Yeah, and then we cut away from the chaos in the back to go to our next matchup. Jimmy Hart versus Man Cow. Why was this even on pay-per-view?
No, we kind of went, and then there was an interview, Jimmy Hart and Mean Gene.
Yeah, and Jimmy Hart was complaining that he was friggin' injured and he had his ankle wrapped up, and Mean Gene was like, that's the fakest cast job I've ever seen. Basically calling Jimmy Hart on his bullshit, right?
Yes. So then we have Mad Cow and his Freaks in the Morning.
Yeah.
Versus Jimmy Hart.
In
an unsanctioned match.
You talk about this match, because I really don't want to. This is at the point of the show where I started feeling brain rot.
Well, the whole thing is that Jimmy Hart was going after every radio voice saying he's the best and all this shit, taking on everyone that was on radio. Mad Cow was talking to Goldberg about his book, and then Jimmy Hart, being Jimmy Hart, shouting out his mouth saying shit that he couldn't back up. And Mad Cow got pissed off and said, fine, we'll handle it. We'll do this at Mayhem.
And you know what I said about a match being like 1 or 2 minutes and there's still interference? Yeah, this is what I was talking about.
Well, it was an unsanctioned match, so he could have his Freaks in the Morning, like he said, at ringside.
Yeah, and then freaking Jimmy tried to do the whole fake cast bit, but it didn't work.
You know, he was all saying, oh, maybe if we do this 2 months from now, I'll be better.
Yeah, and then Jimmy attacked Mad Cow with a freaking crutch. When Mad Cow's back turned, we see Jimmy get double teamed.
Yeah, by Turd the Bartender and Freak.
And then Mad Cow was in control. Why the hell am I even talking about this? Yeah. You talk about what happened afterwards.
After Jimmy Hart got double teamed by Mad Cow, Freak, and Turd the Bartender, that's actually what his name was.
Yeah.
Or his on-radio persona name.
Yep.
2 count comes out to help Jimmy Hart.
3 count. Whatever.
And Jimmy Hart freaking hits. Well, first Jimmy Hart hits Man Cow with a crutch, which prompted freaking Turd the Bartender to gang up on him. And then 2 count comes out.
Yeah.
And that introduces into a scuffle. And then freaking Mad Cow just starts beating up on Jimmy Hart. Takes the cast off of Jimmy Hart. And proceeds to bash his head in.
And gets a pinfall win.
And then he fisted him in the ass.
What the fuck?
If you saw the end of the match, he hit him in the ass with his fist, so he fisted his ass.
Fuck. And you know what's funny? Your description and telling of this match was longer than the match itself. This match was obviously crap.
Yes. Well, it was an unsanctioned match.
Yeah, and your thoughts on this ridiculous shit? Call it what it is. Yeah, nah, this one was crap. Yeah, and then we go. Yeah, and then we go to the hardcore title match between Champion Crowbar, Big Vito, and Reno. What can I say? It was freaking goddamn weapon shots, chair shots to the head. They eventually make it to the back, and
Like, he gives him the Italian enema. And if you don't know what the Italian enema is he puts you in a corner, puts a freaking traffic cone right up to your ass, and then hits you with a baseball bat.
I thought that spot was funny, I'm not gonna lie.
So instead of that, he put the traffic cones up his ass and then proceeded to hit him in the gut.
Yep. And of course, eventually, all three competitors make their way to the back. Whoever that chick was distracted Reno from finishing Vito, which allowed Crowbar to blast him with a chair and win the match and retain the title.
It was Vito's sister. Well, kayfabe sister. I don't know if it was his actual sister or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
The whole thing was Reno was having a thing with with Vito's sister, and shit happened.
But yeah, whatever. Crowbar retains the WCW Hardcore title in this matchup, which was basically a big weapon spot. But then again, you can say that about all Hardcore title matches, regardless what company. Your thoughts on this one?
WWF's was better.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah. There was some spots I thought were good, but most of them just like, just bland to me. I've seen better hardcore action in WWE and ECW, obviously, than this. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it wasn't that good. And then we go on to a handicap match. It was the Filthy Animal, which is Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio Jr. taking on Alex Wright and Chronic. With Disco.
Chronic was only there for 7.5 minutes.
With your boy Disco Inferno at ringside.
Saying he was injured.
Yep. Yeah, and let's face it, throughout this match, most of this match, Chronic and Alex Wright were in control over Mysterio and Kidman, despite Kidman and Mysterio and Kidman, mostly Kidman trying to battle back. Due to how big freaking Bryan Adams and Brian Clark really are, by comparison, but after about 7 minutes or whatever, Chronic just bails when freaking Alex Wright goes for another tag.
When the stopwatch went off at 7 minutes and 31 seconds, they left. But of course, during the match anyway, Alex Wright wanted to take all the credit.
Yeah, because every time Chronic would have one of them down, or Mysterio or Kidman down, freaking Alex Wright would always tag in and try to go for a pin, which didn't work. Right?
Yes.
And then right when Chronic leave, Wright was ball by himself. He got double teamed. He got double teamed by both freaking Mysterio and Kidman here, and Kidman and Mysterio picked up the win after Kidman freaking held freaking Wright's freaking legs up, and Mysterio freaking squashed the German bratwurst with a leg drop from the top rope.
Yes.
And picked up the win. Your thoughts on this one?
Decent match. At the time, Chronic was, like you said, Bryan Adams and Brian Clark, who were the former Crush and former
Adam Bomb, respectively.
Adam Bomb and Wrath.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I'm like, wow. So I'm like, wow, Rey Mysterio had better matches, but I gotta give the devil a due.
Chronic could have just hired guns.
Yeah, if they got squashed by Goldberg a month prior. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, freaking Rey Mysterio came and had better matches. Obviously, Alex Wright had better matches, but this just wasn't it for me.
Yeah.
But I have to give the Devils due. At least freaking Kidman and Rey Mysterio fought back from underneath until Chronic left. So there's that story to be told in this match, I guess. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then the next match on this card, we see your boy, the Cat Ernest Miller, taking on Shane Douglas.
The franchise, Shane Douglas. But before that, we had another backstage interview with Mean Gene Okerlund,
And who was he trying to
which became
interview?
very cringe.
Yeah, and who was he interviewing here? Miller himself?
Ernest the Cat Miller and his valet. And then he also said, I forget what her name was, but he's like, oh, you can have some vitamin Gene. And I'm like,
wow. Cringe.
No.
Oh, we all know you want that.
We all know you wanted the vitamin Gene from Mean Gene.
No.
He was saying, oh, you be staying up for weeks.
Huh. Nah. Of course, the match freaking started off all right. I mean, Ernest Miller ended up giving devastating kicks to Shane and to Douglas. Douglas ran off. But the irritating part of this match is when out of nowhere Miller just goes after your boy Madden on the outside. Starts choking the hell out of the commentator.
Yeah.
And plus, we all know Mike Madden is your favorite commentator. I mean, you look just like him.
No, we always knew that you liked Mike Madden. And one of Mike Madden's losses was to Ernest the Cat Miller.
Oh, come on, man. Just put on a Hawaiian shirt. You'd look just like him.
Fuck you, so would you. Well, actually, you would look more like him.
Go fuck yourself. Of course, back in the ring, Douglas took control of the match, but it's like, it doesn't really matter. Crowd wasn't into it, especially when there was plenty of rest holds when the crowd weren't even making really that much of a noise. Right?
Well, also, we had Tori Wilson and freaking Ernest the Cat Miller's manager. They were going at each other.
Yeah, we had a freaking cat fight or whatever the heck they called it between the two managers out there. Yeah, and that's when freaking Shane Douglas freaking took his chain, nailed freaking Miller with it, got a 2 count. Oh yeah, it was Miss Jones was freaking Miller's freaking manager, by the way.
Yeah, that's who Mean Gene was talking because Ernest the Cat Miller, when they were doing their backstage segment, was saying, "Oh, Mean Gene, don't look at her." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll give you some vitamin Gene and keep you."
Cringe.
I'm like, the cringe.
Ugh. But anyway, Miss Jones got involved. Freaking stuck the red shoe of death on freaking Miller's foot, which allowed Miller to freaking nail freaking Douglas with, and he got the freaking pinfall win. Your thoughts on this one?
It was good.
Huh?
It was okay for what it was.
Yeah. Obviously, I haven't seen too many freaking Miller or freaking Ernest Miller matches, but I'm pretty sure he had better than this. Obviously, Shane Douglas had better matches than this, specifically over in ECW. So, yeah, it wasn't really the best. It really wasn't their best match. Wasn't the worst either.
Yep.
Oh, God. Yeah, and then we seen the Misfits in action get interviewed in the back talking about General Erection's U.S. title rematch against Lance Storm. Basically, that was a gist of it and how Major Guns was a bitch, basically, in this story. Right?
Yeah. They say, they were saying, no, for it was, the Misfits in action backstage in their locker room saying, oh, since Ric Flair said no interference, that they couldn't be out there. Everyone had to be in the back. And Hugh Morris, or General Erection, Freak was saying, good, this is how I want it to be. And then he gave them their new shirts.
Yep.
And then Ric Flair comes in and says, oh, I need to talk to Sergeant AWOL.
Oh. I mean, after this whole Misfits in action freaking promo was over, what did we see next? You know exactly the little promo video I'm talking about. Nobody wanted him back.
Yes,
That
we
guy
all know
deserves to
that
stay on
nobody
Casa del
likes
Frosty
him back.
Balls. That guy deserves to stay at Casa del Frosty Balls. I don't give a shit.
Yes, it was Glacier Stargate. He freaking comes and he's like, blood will run cold. Glacier will return in WCW.
And I'm just like, oh, God, no, that... Goddamn, Michael Cole has appeared in our freaking reviews more times than Glacier. Glacier has yet to debut on our review segments yet, at this point. He's running
Yes.
fashionably late. Like always. And I'm just like, wow, please. I'm like, wow, please don't. And next we see what was supposed to be Bam Bam Bigelow versus that 70s guy Mike Awesome, but Mike Awesome was stretchered out of the arena, taken to a hospital. So Ric Flair came out after Bam Bam Bigelow demanded a win by forfeit and goes, nope. It's like, nope, I ain't paying you just to freaking not wrestle. And these fans didn't come here and pay us in these seats just to not watch you wrestle. Basically.
Yep.
So here's your replacement. It was Sergeant AWOL. More like Sergeant A-hole. Right?
Yes.
So we got Bam Bam Bigelow versus Sergeant A-hole. I mean AWOL. Right? And of course this was, I guess you could kind of say this was teacher versus student. I guess Bigelow was AWOL's freaking trainer at one point.
Yes, it was teacher versus student. So it was Bam Bam, Beast from the East, Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah, it was Bam Bam Bigelow taking on Sergeant Asshole. I mean AWOL. Wait, what? Right?
Sergeant AWOL and freaking he was trying to hit his signature move, something from Ashbury.
Greetings from Asbury Park.
Yes.
Which was Bam Bam Bigelow's like version of the pile driver. Right?
Yes.
Yeah,
And Sergeant AWOL just freaking hammer fisted his heart.
Yep. Yeah, and was in control for a while. Freaking Bigelow tried to fight back, missed the flying headbutt, and walled and escaped the greens from Asbury Park. But Bam Bam Bigelow was able to nail his pile driver finisher for on second time of asking, and got the win. Right?
Yep.
And of course, after the match, after the match, Bam Bam Bigelow acted like he was knocked out or something.
He acted like he had a heart attack, like he wasn't breathing.
Yeah. But obviously, we know that was all a ruse, right?
Yeah, and then who comes out? Lance Storm.
With the Canadian title. I mean, U.S. title with Canadian flag stickers all over it, which is what Lance Storm was known to do with that championship.
Yes.
Yeah, and the whole time, freaking Bam Bam Bigelow was being stretchered out. Lance Storm got his "Are you serious? Can I be serious for a minute?" promo, and ends that little burn of the town with a Canadian national anthem playing, only to be interrupted by General Erection coming out. Oh, and we seen a miracle, because as soon as General Erection passed Bigelow on the stretcher, Bigelow miraculously healed, got up and attacked freaking General Erection from behind. Right?
Yes.
It's a miracle here at Mayhem. No, we all know it was a ruse to begin with, right?
Yeah, because prior to the match, there was another backstage where Lance Storm and Bam Bam Bigelow were talking.
Yeah, and at points in the match, freaking Storm worked on the injured knee of freaking Hugh Morris or General Erection. That was the worst, stupidest name ever.
It was General Erection. So, because he was battling coming back from bad knees and concussions.
Storm
and then Lance Storm said, "Oh, I have broken ribs and split discs."
Yep.
Or a ruptured disc.
He goes, "I got ruptured discs." I heard the mispronunciation. Right?
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, huh? Yeah, Storm worked on the knee, got a suplex for a 2 count. And Rection ended up nailing a powerbomb near the end of the match. He went upstairs for the No Laughing Matter moonsault, or the moonsault. And freaking Major Guns crotched freaking General Erection. So I guess you can say Guns was a dick to General Erections.
Yes.
That doesn't even sound right. Right?
To the Erections.
And anyway, Lance Storm tried to superplex freaking Hugh Morris. That's what I'm just going to call him now. Off the top rope. That didn't work. Morris freaking reversed it, knocked freaking Storm off the top rope.
He just threw elbows.
He threw elbows. Freaking Storm went down. And he got the No Laughing Matter freaking front
flying headbutt, which was the flying moonsault headbutt, which was the No Laughing Matter.
Yeah, no, the freaking moonsault headbutt on freaking Storm anyway, and got the pinfall to win the U.S. Championship again.
And this was put an end to the Misfits versus Lance Storm, or Team Canada.
Yeah, so your thoughts on this one?
So yeah, even if it didn't matter who would won it was going to be the last match between Hugh Morris or General Erection, Lance Storm, regardless.
Yep. Yeah, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, at this point, this was when Lance Storm started to go downhill even more.
Honestly, as much as I really hate to say it, even though I think I gave this match more points, the last time they faced off at Halloween Havoc in the handicap match was better. Only because of the comedy stylings of Jim Duggan, am I right?
Yes.
But this one was serviceable, I guess. Right? And then we go on to your freaking favorite match of the night. It was Jeff Jarrett versus your boy Buffy Bagwell.
What the fuck is Buff? You mean Buff Bagwell?
Yes. I'm just making a cringe joke.
Oh, I think you mean the Buff Daddy.
No, we all know your favorite wrestler here was Buffy Wuffy Bagwell.
Fuck you. That was yours. We all know you were jealous of Buff Daddy. You wanted to be like Buff Daddy.
Oh, we all know you would too. You would love to have a body like Buff Bagwell does. Well, back then. Not so much now, unfortunately. Yeah, we know. And I'm not taking that lightly. That is a serious situation. Right?
Yes.
And well wishes to him right now. But anyway, there was a slugfest to start off. Buff Bagwell got the advantage of that. Bagwell freaking had the remains of Jeff Jarrett's broken guitar, so that couldn't even be used as a weapon. Right? Yeah, then
Yeah,
Buff.
it couldn't be used as a weapon. Uh-huh.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Yeah, and then Bagwell hit a pump splash for a 2 count. Back outside the ring, and then outside the ring, they brought back on the outside of the ring. Those two brought on the outside of the ring. Jarrett got the advantage of that, and then Jarrett works the neck with a sleeper hold, but Bagwell freaking came out of it. Got a tornado DDT at one point for a 2 count after missing a blockbuster. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Buff Buster.
Yeah, and then the referee got knocked out. And who comes in and runs in and interferes? Your boy, David Flair. I thought we had enough of that guy.
Yeah, David Flair fucking comes in because Jared was talking shit about Stacy Keibler and that whole child scandal.
Yeah, and he came in, somehow nailed a freaking DDT on the Jeff Jarrett onto a chair without botching it. Holy crap.
No, first he swung and hit Jeff Jarrett with the chair.
Then nailed a DDT on Jarrett onto the chair without botching either one. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's amazing, am I right?
Well, at least he didn't wrestle.
Oh, God, that would have been bad. But either way, it didn't really matter. Freaking Jarrett reversed another blockbuster from freaking into a body press into a 2 count from freaking Bagwell here. And then freaking Bagwell freaking, or actually, so yeah, Jarrett grabbed the fucking goddamn broken guitar, nails freaking Bagwell with it, and pinned him and got the win.
He grabbed a guitar because he had another guitar stashed underneath the ring and bashed Buff in the shoulder.
And got the win that way.
And of course, the referees, being fucking blind,
was like,
don't see the pieces.
Yeah, and the ref's like, oh no, what the hell happened? Right?
Yes.
But yeah, your thoughts on this one? It was a typical Jeff Jarrett match. Do I think it was better than his Halloween Havoc encounter with Sting a month prior? Yes, not by much. Right?
Yeah.
Did he have way better matches? Yes. So here we go. We got the World Tag Team title match next, and this one was the perfect event tag team of Sean Stasiak and Chuck Palumbo, the champions, defending against the odd pairing of Kevin Nash and Diamond Dallas Page.
Well, first we had the backstory of what was going on with the Natural Born Thriller's turn on Kevin Nash, and then saying, "Oh, you're
Your SOL. Shit out of luck.
You're SOL." And then Mike, whatever the fuck is above average Mike Sanders was saying, "Yeah, I got something for this match." Yeah. We got, after he kicked out also the original security, he's like, "Yeah, now we have all these new guys." And it's a fucking Natural Born Thrillers.
Oh, yeah, and speaking of Mike Sanders, I just thought of this when he was on commentary for this matchup here. Goddamn, WCW missed an opportunity like they always do. They could have had Mike Sanders be a part of the Missing in Action friggin' stable and be known as Colonel Sanders. What? It would have been hilarious.
I can see it.
But anyway, going on with this one. Yeah, the fans are into this, but I did hear a "We Want Hall" chant, right? Considering Scott Hall was always Kevin Nash's partner. And of course, friggin' Nash and Palumbo friggin' slug it out against each other. Nash got the advantage. Yeah, and then friggin' Madden admits that Nash only has 3 moves. Wow. Wow, taking the piss out of Kevin Nash's wrestling style here for a big man. Right? Huh. And of course, the Natural Born Thrillers unsuccessfully try to interfere in the match, and then Flair and the security team clear them out as well. How many interferences is that in this show? Too many. You know what I'm saying?
And then he went to take Mike Sanders away. He's like, I have my manager license.
And then he left the commentary table to be a manager to be in the freaking champion's corner here, Palumbo and Stasiak's corner. Yeah, and then Palumbo and Palumbo and Stasiak freaking double teamed DDP, kept them away from his corner. DDP tried to fight back, but the Perfect Event tag team, that's what I'm going to call them now, just kept beating him down, doing the typical heel double team moves, preventing the hot tag from being made. At one time got a tag, but the referee didn't see it. How can he not see it? He was literally right there. Right?
Well, he also, Jindrak had to pull up his damn tights.
Yeah, because freaking
We saw his ass!
Yeah, DDP reversed freaking like a back body drop spot. Freaking yanked freaking Stasiak's freaking tights down, revealing ass. And at that point, you're like, ooh, me likey.
Fuck you. That was you. You're like, oh, yes, Mark Jindrak's perfect ass. Yes.
No. But eventually, Stasiak reversed freaking Page's momentum and pulled his damn tights back up. I think it's funny how freaking Tony Farrell's like, pull your dang pants up. No one wants to see that. Right?
Well, there was kids in the audience. I didn't need to see an ass.
Well, we might as well have just saw an ass of the show because it was a shit event, but still. Eventually, Diamond Dallas Page was able to get the freaking tag in, and then the hot tag in. Nash was cleaning house, basically, is what was going on here. Yeah, and then freaking, then we seen a Diamond Cutter performed, I think, on Stasiak, while freaking Palumbo got the freaking jackknife, or was it the opposite?
No, Palumbo got Diamond Cuttered. Stasiak, Jindrak got,
the jackknife.
Which got the jackknife, which, both of them were laid the fuck out. And then, the referee goes for the 3 count.
Only to get pulled out by Mike Sanders.
Mike fucking Sanders
pulled the referee out only for Mike Sanders himself being taken out by Page with a Diamond Cutter. And then the referee got back in the ring and made the 3 count anyway.
Yes.
So Nash and Diamond Dallas Page were the champions after freaking Stasiak was pinned for like 20 seconds.
No, he was pinned he was there for a whole fucking 2 minutes, still laid the fuck out.
Exactly. So yeah, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, you get fucking jackknife powerbomb by Kevin. You ain't getting up.
But yeah, your thoughts on that tag match? I thought it was okay. It was just okay. It wasn't anything spectacular. It wasn't the best tag match I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So here we go. We go back to the ring, semi-main event, backstory between Goldberg and Lex Luger.
Yeah. This is a returning Luger from having a steel plate in his arm.
Yeah, he did have the steel plate.
Because he had a broken arm. He had a broken arm from the last event, or the last time he was in the ring.
Yeah, and Luger was taking credit for bringing Goldberg in this into the WCW, which I'm like, yeah, sure, right?
They bring him in regardless.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Goldberg here was wrestling his match with a stipulation saying if he lost a match, he would have to retire from pro wrestling altogether. So now Goldberg was somewhat building up his new undefeated streak, as we know from the last show, right?
Well, he was already having a good streak. The whole thing is, like they were saying, who's your favorite general manager that won the title? Oh, yeah. It wasn't Eric Bischoff.
Fuck you. We all. Fuck you. We all know Vince Russo is your boy.
So yeah, your boy Russo was pissed off because every time he put someone up against Goldberg, either Goldberg ended their career, which happened to
Bret Hart. Yeah, and to this day, Bret Hart still disdains Bill Goldberg. Right? For that.
So, yeah, he put the stipulation that if Goldberg lost, because Goldberg was also breaking his own record of his matches. Stop!
Or at least attempting to break his record, undefeated record.
Yes.
So, yeah. And of course, Lex Luger, like you said, had that stainless steel forearm due to surgery he had.
So every time that he'd hit Goldberg with it, or anyone with his arms or punches, they had more heft to him because of the steel plate.
Yeah, and I just like how this match started off with Luger taking advantage, even freaking clotheslining Goldberg down, only for Goldberg to get right back up and selling it like you do on 2K. That's my one per video. But long story short, after a drawn out battle here with Luger trying to keep control over Goldberg came back, went for the freaking spear, speared both freaking Luger and the referee at the same time, only for Luger to take a jackhammer anyway, and a second referee came out to make the 3 count.
After getting speared again.
Yeah. Your thoughts on this short match? It was just a hair under 6 minutes in length.
It was a longer Goldberg match than normally of his matches.
So yeah, I thought it was okay for what it was. It wasn't the best short Goldberg match I've ever seen. But, it was still something. Lex Luger obviously had better matches as well in his career. Right?
Yeah. I gotta go shut my dogs up real quick.
Yep. Yep, and then we go on to the main event for the WCW Championship. Ugh. And this was a straight jacket caged heat match between champion Booker T and Scott Steiner, and Scott Steiner was crazy, running roughshod everywhere, just doing whatever the heck he wanted to do. Yeah, when this cage came down, it pretty much looked like a mini version of the Hell in a Cell structure. Just like, little mini size like Hell in a Cell structure with a roof on top of it, with the straitjacket hanging from the roof. Yeah. So, yeah. Booker tried to fight at the very beginning, got a sidekick at one point on Steiner for a 2 count. Yeah, and then Steiner ended up being a dick to Booker's tease, and then they ended up fighting outside the ring into the steel cage structure. And freaking Booker ate freaking goddamn cell or steel cage wall here. Yeah, and then back to the ring. Steiner took control with a belly-to-belly for a 2 count.
Hey, I'm back.
So, and then, talking about the main event, freaking Cage, Cell, Mini-Me fight now for the WCW title.
Oh, the straitjacket match.
Yeah. So, at one point, Steiner got a belly-belly for a 2 count, and then, at one point, freaking Steiner got up, grabbed the freaking straitjacket off the roof.
He didn't grab it. He yanked that son of a bitch down.
Yeah, but then he took more control over Booker by locking in the most devastating rest hold of all, a chin lock. Right? Of course, Booker made it to the ropes. Axe kick. Booker T got an axe kick on Steiner. At one point, Booker put the straitjacket on Scott Steiner here. And
Steiner, what does he do? He just yanks the sleeves off.
Yes, he turned it into a stray vest. That's what he did.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we see another, I think it was before that, after that, we see another chin lock. Booker got out of it, which, let's face it, the chin locks I'm talking about is a Steiner recliner submission hold, right?
And he got out of the Steiner recliner, and then, Steiner's just freaking hits him with the damn thing again.
Yeah, I think Booker got knocked out with a steel chair or brass knucks or whatever it was. I don't really care anymore.
Once Steiner took advantage after he got the straight vest off, he went and his manager brought in a steel chair, and what does Steiner do? Clocks him right in the head.
Yeah, and Booker was out. Freaking puts the freaking Steiner recliner or the chinlock of doom on, whatever you want to call it, onto freaking Booker, and referee
the
checks
Steiner recliner.
Yeah, the referee checks Booker T. Booker T ain't responding and calls the match off, awarding the WCW title to Scott Steiner. The professor mathematician finally won gold. Won the big one.
Yes.
And your thoughts on this one?
It was a good match, and then Steiner proceeded to beat the living shit out of Booker T to the point of where he could not come back for a year.
Steiner, the mathematician, the inventor of Steiner math, finally won his first WCW championship at this event.
No, it was 4 months.
Yeah.
It was the last pay-per-view, the last showing of WCW Monday Night Nitro was 3/26/01.
Yeah.
And that was, he came back in, I think, February?
Yeah, because Booker would come back in January or February of 01, won the WCW title, or WCW US title first, and then would go on to defeat Steiner one last time on the last Nitro.
Yes.
And Booker T brought the WCW World title to WWE for the invasion angle.
Yes.
But yeah, your thoughts on this one, this freaking straight jacket cage heat between Booker and Steiner.
It was decent.
Yeah, I thought I've seen better matches, but it wasn't the worst cage match I've ever seen. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's our little review. Now we go to our what I call our favorite part of the review, and that's our rating system for each of these matches. Mike Sanders defeating Kiwi to retain the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. I gave that one 1 out of 5, and that's being nice.
And that's being truthful.
Would you agree with that?
I said a half.
Oh, you said a half. Okay. 3 count winning that triple threat tag team match. I gave that one 3 out of 5. Fell average. What would you say for that?
The 3 count?
Yeah, the 3 count winning the triple threat tag team match. I gave that one 3 out of 5.
3.5.
Mancow defeating Jimmy Hart. That's a big 0. That's what it deserves. You gave it half, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's being generous. That match was shit.
Throw me to medium.
It's like Crowbar defeating Vito and Reno to retain the Hardcore Championship. I gave that one 2 3/4 out of 5.
Which one are we rating?
The Hardcore title match. Crowbar defeating Vito and friggin' Reno to retain the Hardcore title. I only gave that one 2 3/4 out of 5.
2.5.
What?
2.5.
Yeah. The Filthy Animals defeating Chronic and Alex Wright in that handicap match. I gave that one 2.5 out of 5.
3.
Ernest Miller defeating Shane Douglas. I gave that one 2.5 out of 5.
3.
Bam Bam Bigelow defeating Sergeant AWOL. Also 2.5 out of 5.
2.
General Erection defeating Lance Storm to win the United States Championship. I gave that one 2 3/4 out of 5.
3.
Jeff Jarrett defeating Buff Bagwell. 2 3/4 out of 5.
2 1/4.
Kevin Nash and Diamond Dallas Page defeating the Perfect Event to win the WCW Tag Team titles. I gave that one 3 out of 5.
4.
Goldberg defeating Lex Luger. 2 out of 5.
2.5.
And finally, Scott Steiner defeating Booker T in that straight jacket cage match to win the WCW Championship. 3 out of 5.
4.
And that being said, my personal final grade for Mayhem 2000 is a D, surprisingly.
Yeah, D. Only 2 matches that were any good were the tag match and kind of the main event.
Yeah, the WCW tag match was okay, plus the main event, for as train wreck as it is, was also an okay match.
Yes.
So if you want to see any match from this abomination, which, quite frankly, you really don't need to watch any match from those would be the 2 we'd recommend. So yeah, that's our thoughts on WCW Mayhem 2000. God damn, I never want to watch this show again. I only gave it a D being nice. The last WCW show we did obviously got an F. Right?
Yeah.
But, I don't think we got to worry about D grades or F grades for our next week's review, because it's my choice next week. And it is November. And I am not willingly reviewing another crappy WCW show. That's more your department.
Also, today is the 20-year anniversary of Eddie Guerrero's passing.
At time of recording, that was sad. Everyone, I bet you remember what you were doing when the news dropped.
Yeah, I was watching wrestling.
Yeah. But anyway, next week is my pick for the review. And no, I'm not doing a crappy WCW event. That's more yours for today. I'm actually going to go WWE for a pay-per-view event that was actually pretty good. Next week, we get to see Survivor Series 2003, where we see Shane McMahon versus Kane in the ambulance match. Vince McMahon versus The Undertaker in that Buried Alive match. And freaking Stone Cold's team versus Eric Bischoff's team. In that traditional Survivor Series match, not to mention the main event being Triple H versus Goldberg, the rematch from Unforgiven for the world title. So yeah, that should be a good event to see. So I guess until then, we will catch you all later. Peace.
And also, so you guys know, for my next pick.
Oh God, no. Why?
After his, let's just say, it's on my birthday. Just like this one was.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Why? Why do you gotta fucking do that?
It is World War III 95. The first time they did a 3-ring battle royal for the vacant WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
I'm gonna go bang my head on the wall now. No, we got that in like 2 weeks.
And there's only 2 giants in that whole entire match. It was the Yeti.
And obviously.
Or should we say the Mummy?
And obviously the Giant.
The Giant.
Better known today as Paul White or the Big Show. Alright?
Yes.
And after that announcement, I'm gonna go bang my head on the wall. So yeah, we get to look forward to that in 2 weeks. Damn.
Yes.
This sucks. Anyway, those are your next two reviews: Survivor Series 03 next week and World War III 95 the week after.
Yeah, because it represents the 30 years.
Yeah, and then after. Yeah, and then after World War III's review, we get to review this year's Survivor Series, which takes place the weekend after Thanksgiving.
3 days after my birthday.
Yeah, so yeah, and that takes place on the Saturday following freaking Thanksgiving this year.
Yes.
So yeah, we get to look forward to War Games this year at the end of the month.
Yes.
So yeah, until then, we will talk to y'all later. Peace.
Deuces.